Janice Harris, who is in Fruit Cove, where there's been some high water there. Janice?
Tom and Mary, the rain is beginning to fall again. I am at a home right now where actually the 93-year-old homeowner who I just spoke with says that he is not going to leave. Andrew, if you could come a little bit closer, you can see he's actually pushing water out of his home right now. I spoke with him just a couple of minutes ago, and he told us that he was fine with us coming inside, but he didn't want to talk during this time as he's trying to clean up his home. But as you can see, this is at least a good 3 to 4 feet of water from his front door. Earlier today, I was told that it covered his entire front door, at least halfway up. You can see that we are in his front yard right now. The trees are covered up completely. You can feel the pressure of the water around our legs. And if we move over to the right, I'm going to show you right here where you can also see a tree completely uprooted, probably an older tree. Now, we know that when this happens, when it rains, it absorbs the roots. And then this is something that you will see that happens. The tree, a massive tree, as you can see, probably more than one tree that toppled over during Hurricane Irma. I asked Mr. Paget, 93-year-old Mr. Paget, who you just saw sweeping water out of his foyer, why he didn't leave. And he told me that he has experienced hurricanes before. He was not concerned about the rain. He was not concerned about flooding. One important note about why he has so much water in his front yard right now, if you look further behind us, you'll see, of course, there's trees upon trees, but he also has the St. Johns River that flows behind his home. There's a creek in this area. So Mr. Paget says that he does not have any intention of leaving. As soon as we can get the video back to you, we'll show you. As you see, his garage is halfway, water's halfway up the side of the garage. There's a vehicle inside that is flooded. When I spoke with him a couple of minutes ago, he was completely unaware of the fact that there was water inside of his garage like that. So in that moment, he became silent as he learned that his vehicle was flooded. He has a lot of work to do. And I asked him, well, who's going to help you? Him and his wife. And he said, we don't have anyone. So he plans to work on his own in the next couple of days. He thinks it'll take maybe 2 to 3 days to clean up the home. You see all of this water, and we've seen hurricanes before in the past. This will probably take more than 2 to 3 days. Now, as I continue to walk, I'm going to walk over to his neighbors, who are the only reason that we know that this man and his wife are inside of this home. Good Samaritans, good neighbors, really, where they decide to check on everyone around them, which is what so many people have been doing in the community. If once they recover or are able to get out of their home, one of the first thoughts that they have is, let's see how our neighbors are doing. So we're going to talk to their neighbors right now. If you could tell me, what is your name?
My name's Corey Luter.
You're Corey Luter, and what is your name?
Robert Grauer.
Thank you both. And so you live right across the street.
Right.
So tell me, when did you think to check on him and his wife?
It was this morning, right after I woke up. I saw the flooding, and I remembered that they were right here by the creek, so I decided to go see how they were doing, and that's when I discovered that they were underwater, basically.
And so when you knocked on the door, what did he say to you?
He just said, we're doing okay. No power, no cell phones, but, I mean, they were staying strong, so.
He has just a positive spirit about all of this. Was that surprising for you?
No, I know Mr. Paget, and I knew he's like that, so I knew he wasn't going anywhere, so.
And when you came over here with your friend, what was your first thought when you saw the water?
I can't believe it's all the way up to the garage. You know, it's the first real house I saw that was completely flooded. I came up here to see what happened to my friend's house, and I couldn't find him, so I walked over here, and I walked up to the door, and it got about to my thighs, so it was obviously very bad, and I knocked on the door to check on them, and luckily another neighbor had been in there helping him too, and just making sure they were all right, but they didn't want to leave, and that was really surprising, and they have a really good attitude about it, so.
And so tell me, what are you guys going to do for the next couple of days to help them?
I could imagine we'll just be in there with buckets, just bucketing it out water. I think his car is completely flooded. So his garage is the main part. They got most of the water out of there. So I think what we're just going to have to do is, I don't know if they want to continue to live in here, because, I mean, the water damage and then getting the power back on, like you said earlier,
Yeah.
their outlets, I mean, there's a lot of dangers into doing this, so.
Thank you both for taking your time and talking to me. Again, this is an amazing example during devastation, this flooded water. A great example of how neighbors help each other when they need each other the most.
Denise, that
Tom
is
and Mary?
incredible. It's
Back to you.
absolutely incredible, and that's the message that Mayor Curry was getting out, that we need to help each other and look out for each other. But Janice, I mean, do we know, are they safe? Is this couple safe? Do we still have Janice with us?
Yes, I'm still here with you, Mary. The couple is safe in the sense that there's no flood in their living room or their bedroom anymore. They had at least a foot in there overnight, they were explaining to me, into this morning, but that has since receded. So they no longer have that issue. But there's still the concern that I talked about with their neighbors. You see all of this water. They do not have any power. So what if the power gets turned back on and they're not aware of it? So I've tried to convince him to leave. He says he does not want to leave. So we're hoping that maybe we could get some help at some point, because he doesn't have any other family here other than his wife.
This story is not over. We will follow back up.
Denise, we'll check back with you. We have